Have you ever looked at the calendar and thought, where did the time go? Or maybe you've had one of those mornings where you get out of bed and something just aches. A knee, a shoulder, a back. And you think to yourself, is this just what happens now? Is this just getting older? Well, what if I told you that a lot of what we blame on age isn't about the number of candles on your birthday cake at all? What if it's about the habits, some of them tiny, some of them we've had for decades, that are quietly working against us? The good news, the fantastic news, is that habits can be changed. And science is showing us more clearly than ever that by letting go of certain things, we can add not just years to our life, but life to our years. We can aim for that 100th birthday with vibrancy, not just with a wish. That's what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we're flipping the script. Instead of adding another complicated to-do list to your day, we're going to talk about subtraction. We're going to look at 5 specific things that, if you're over 60, you should seriously consider stopping. Not because I say so, but because the research on longevity and healthy aging is shouting it from the rooftops. Think of it as clearing out the clutter from your body's house, so you can live there happily and healthily for a long, long time. Now, I want you to listen with an open mind. Some of these might surprise you. Some might even be things you've been told are good for you. But stick with me. We're going to go through each one, understand the why behind it, and most importantly, talk about what to do instead. It's not about giving things up, it's about trading up for something better. So, let's start with the first thing you need to stop if you want to live to 100. Stop believing you need less sleep. I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm older, I just don't need as much sleep. Or, I wake up at 4 a.m. and that's just my new normal. Let me be very clear, that is a myth. A dangerous, energy-sapping, health-draining myth. While your sleep patterns might change, you might become more of a morning person, or you might wake up once or twice in the night, your body's need for quality sleep does not diminish with age. In fact, it might be more critical than ever. Here's why. During deep sleep, your brain isn't just resting. It's doing critical housekeeping. It's flushing out toxins, including those linked to Alzheimer's disease. It's consolidating memories, moving them from short-term storage to long-term. It's also when your body does most of its repair work, mending muscles, boosting your immune system, regulating hormones. When you shortchange your sleep, you're interrupting all of these vital processes. You're waking up with a brain that's foggy, a body that hasn't fully repaired, and an immune system that's not on its A game. So, what should you do instead? First, stop chasing that elusive 8 hours if it's causing you stress. The goal is 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Focus on your sleep hygiene. That means a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. It means making your bedroom a cave, dark, cool, and quiet. It means having a wind-down routine an hour before bed, no screens, no stressful news, but perhaps some gentle stretching, reading a real book under soft light, or listening to calming music. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't lie there watching the clock and worrying. Get up, go to another room, and do something quiet and boring until you feel sleepy again. The goal is to break the association between your bed and anxiety. Prioritizing sleep isn't lazy, it's one of the most powerful longevity medicines you have, and it's absolutely free. Now, let's move from what happens when you're lying down to something you might be doing while you're sitting down. The second thing to stop. Stop sitting for long periods without moving. We've all heard that sitting is the new smoking, and for seniors, this is especially true. It's not just about formal exercise. You could do your 30-minute walk in the morning, which is wonderful, but then spend the next 6 hours glued to your chair or recliner. That prolonged stillness is what does the damage. It slows your circulation, contributes to stiffness and joint pain, weakens your leg muscles, increasing your risk of a fall, and can even lead to dangerous blood clots. The science here is fascinating. Studies show that when you sit for long stretches, your body's metabolic engine basically idles. The enzyme that helps break down fat in your bloodstream drops by about 90%. Your blood sugar and blood pressure can creep up. You are, in a very real sense, putting your body into a state of slow, steady decline. The solution is not to never sit down. Of course we need to rest, but to break up those sitting marathons. The magic word is micro-movements. Set a simple timer for every 30 minutes. When it goes off, your mission is to get up. It doesn't have to be for long. Stand up and march in place for 60 seconds. Walk to the kitchen and get a glass of water. Do a couple of gentle standing calf raises by pushing up on your toes. Just stand up and stretch your arms towards the ceiling. That's it. This tiny interruption signals to your body, we're still awake in here. We're still moving. It gets the blood pumping, lubricates your joints, and resets your posture. Think of it as taking your body for 100 little sips of movement throughout the day, rather than trying to gulp it all down in one go. Your circulation, your muscles, your energy levels, and your mind will thank you for it. And that leads us perfectly into our third point, which is about what we often do while we're sitting still. Stop consuming a heavy, processed diet and calling it comfort food. This is a tender one, because food is memory. Food is tradition. That bowl of creamy pasta, that slice of pie, those salty crackers, they feel like a hug from the inside. But here's the hard truth, as we get past 60, our body's ability to process and bounce back from heavy, sugary, and highly processed foods diminishes dramatically. What felt like comfort at 40 can become a source of inflammation, sluggishness, and chronic disease at 70. The science of longevity is crystal clear on diet. The world's longest-lived people, in the blue zones, don't center their diets on packaged foods, red meat, and sugar. They center them on plants. Beans, lentils, whole grains, vegetables, nuts, and fruits. These foods are packed with fiber, which regulates your digestion and blood sugar. They're full of antioxidants that fight the cellular damage that ages us. They're anti-inflammatory. A heavy, processed diet, on the other hand, does the opposite. It creates inflammation, which is now understood to be at the root of almost every major age-related disease, from arthritis to heart disease to cognitive decline. Now, I am not telling you to never have a treat again. That's not sustainable or joyful. But I am asking you to stop calling it comfort food and start thinking of it as what it is, occasional fun food. The real comfort food, the food that truly comforts your cells, your joints, your heart, and your brain, is a beautifully seasoned bowl of vegetable soup, a hearty lentil stew, a colorful salad with some grilled chicken or fish, a handful of berries and nuts. The goal is to make that food your new normal, your new comfort. Start with one meal. Maybe swap your sugary breakfast cereal for a bowl of oatmeal topped with walnuts and cinnamon. Or add one extra vegetable to your lunch and dinner plate. It's about addition and shifting the balance, not about sudden, miserable deprivation. We've covered some crucial ground already, the foundation of sleep, movement, and food. These are the pillars. But there are two more things we need to talk about that are just as powerful, and they have less to do with the body and more to do with the mind and the heart. And that's where we'll pick things up next time, because what you think and how you connect might be the most surprising longevity secrets of all.